Well, hello, Program Review writers. This is Nate Sharp. I'm the chair of the Academic Program Review Committee, and I wanted to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and educate yourself on how to be successful with writing your self-study report for your Academic Program Review. So I wanted to give you some insight on the handbook that you're going to use to write your report, and also some common areas where departments tend to get a lot of follow-up questions from the committee. So the overall intent of the program review process is for the committee to review departments on their academics and make, at the end, to the president, commendations or recommendations. Commendations, things that you're doing well that we want to share out with the rest of the college, or recommendations on things that the committee feels that perhaps you could do better. And that's based on our vista of seeing all the departments across campus and what they're doing. And some departments have great efforts in SLOs or another area, and we want to share that out, and that's where the recommendations come in. So after you write your report, the committee reads it, and then we follow up with questions to help clarify any areas that aren't clear. Clarification with the intent of enabling us to strengthen a commendation that we'd like to make, or questions to possibly help us as a committee avoid giving you a recommendation on an area that seems a little bit unclear. So I wanted to give you the sections where we most often generate questions of departments. But before I dive into those, a good starting point for you to begin when you're sitting down to start to write your report is to look at the writer checklist, which is on page 12 of the handbook. And there's a series of steps that you want to do before you start writing your report, such as make sure that your outlines are current, check with the articulation officer, check to make sure that your SLO assessments are current on TrackDat, check with the library to make sure that you have the resources that you're looking for from them. So some of these little administrative things that you can do, and an email response from those stakeholders in the process are all you need to complete those sections. So that's the good news. So let's talk about the sections of the report where we most often generate questions of departments. And those are sections 3, student learning outcomes, section 5, student equity and success, and section 8, fiscal and human resources. And I wanted to provide a little bit more detail so that you can avoid a bunch of questions from the committee. So let me put on my glasses here. All right, so first off, SLOs, student learning outcomes, and we're all doing these, obviously. And I think overall we're seeing departments are doing a good job of being current on inputting their assessments in TrackDat, having their SLOs in course outlines, and also on the syllabus. So the process of having SLOs and doing the required steps to stay current on SLOs, most departments are doing that. What we're looking for in the report is a little bit deeper dive from departments, and the main question here is, how is your department using SLOs to inform teaching and learning in your program? In other words, just pinpointing your success rates, that's fine, but what changes are you making? And some commentary around that is kind of what we're looking for. As you're probably hearing, SLO is going to become an increased focus from the campus, so we're trying to help departments avoid questions by adding that commentary on how are you actually using SLOs to inform teaching and learning and make modifications for success. Section 2. Section 5, another area where we tend to generate a lot of questions, student equity and success. And cultural competency is a big part of this, but here you will see a lot of disaggregated data by ethnicity and gender, special populations, also online courses versus face-to-face courses. And here the committee is looking for 3 things, and the data is provided to you by our data liaison. But step 1 is, did you look at the data? Did you interpret the data? And then did you identify any trends from the data? Wow, this type of student is performing lower, or we're performing above the college standard in this area. And then the feedback loop here is commentary from your department on how you're addressing any gaps, or what are you doing to be more successful than the rest of the college, so we can share that out to other departments. So going beyond just looking at the data and saying here's what's happening based on the data, but actually spotting some trends and closing the loop by what are we going to do as a department to address any gaps with equity. That's equity. And then the last one, section 8, fiscal. So here we have fiscal and human resources, and we're talking about efficiencies. And the current state of the college is that efficiencies is becoming a bigger concern. And so particularly question 8.2, where we ask the question, for courses or sections with low earned wish to FTEF, explain their importance in the program and measure the department program and explain what measures the department or program has taken to improve efficiency or balance low and high efficiency offerings and or maximize course percentage fill. So that is something that you, if it's, we want to have you identify if there's any low performing courses and also discuss what you plan to do about it. And what we're seeing is some departments are very active with their course management, and even if they're a small department with small class sizes, that they're very proactive in making sure that the classes that they do offer are as close to full as possible. So that's an important piece. And kind of going beyond the we're meeting 80% fill rate, so everything's okay, and going a little bit further on that and really dissecting the course management piece further. That's it. Those are most of the hot buttons, sections 2, sections 5, and section 8. So we're here to help you. If you have any questions how to make your program review writing process easier, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. We also have Bonnie, our data liaison person, to help you with the data sections, and we're here to serve and support you, so don't hesitate to ask any questions. Thanks for listening.